Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on these charts on this beautiful Friday, March 20th, as always, make sure you read what's up on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube, Kick, X, wherever else this is going to be posted for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top Up Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to be transparent about that, and for you to note that and do your own research, making your own damn decisions. Chat, how we doing today, guys? We're getting the early jump on this one. Y'all are light today. Nobody's waking up on a Friday. You guys are done. You got through FOMC. The market cooked everybody yesterday, and everybody's done. That's kind of what it looks like this morning. What's going on, chat? What's going on, guys? Good morning, guys and girls. What's happening? Hansel, Tony, Precious Trades, Purple Ninja, Ishwar. I can't pronounce any of you guys' names. Marcy, Mars, what's happening? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Over on Kick, I'm sure we got the OGs. Kobe, Slothfather, Jess, sometimes, who else is on there sometimes? The OG's on there. What's up, guys? What's happening? Welcome to the show. Welcome back, everybody. Let's see what we can't get rolling today. Let's see what we can or can't get rolling today. Just making sure stream is looking good. We are up. ASF, what's happening, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Stream is looking good. Let's see what YM's got for me this morning, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to finish out this week strong. My bad, guys. Trying to make sure X is up and running. What's up, X? How we doing today, guys? Yeah. There we are. There you are. We're good. All right. Let's see what we got. 9:22 a.m. Let's see what we got, guys. We're here on YM on the 15-minute chart. I am first, starting out in the Top 1 Futures 15K live account. Logged in through Tradeovate here to trade directly from TradingView. We're going to see if we can't make some damn money today. See if we can't take another payout. I'd like to get some trading in this account for sure today. Take a look at the daily chart here. Awesome, awesome. Let's take a look at the daily chart, see what we got going on. Continuing this push to the downside. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to dump. Here's my real technical analysis for today. Here's how I'm feeling on Friday. I don't know, bro. We're selling off. We keep cracking lows. We can't really break out and run. It feels like we want to go. It feels like we want to go. And then we just chop. We pull this BS that we pulled yesterday, this back and forth movement. If we take a look at the other U.S. indices, they're even worse. What in the good Lord's name is this? What is this, dude? NQ smoked me yesterday in some sim accounts. Absolutely toasted me. I got some evals. I got some payouts I'm going to post up today. But, dude, this is, I mean, there's opportunity in here, you know, intraday. But, whoo, this is, I don't know about this. You guys like this? Is this your, do you guys enjoy trading this? I don't know. Maybe you do. Holy hell. Chop City. Anyway, let me get back over to YM. Yeah, this is no joke, choppy, guys. This is no joke, choppy. So let's talk about YM. We just took a look at the daily, right? We're selling off, obviously. Moderate trend to the downside here, coming off the highs from, coming off the all-time highs. We got war information, right? We got fundamentals kind of pushing us to the downside. We really didn't do jack SHIT yesterday after a nice down day on Wednesday. This is just kind of back and forth. Buys off the support level would have paid had I just bought from the middle of this zone. Today we swept prior day low. I got a feeling. I got a feeling here, guys. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking at, but I got a feeling we're going to do one thing today, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all, chat. Let's go ahead and throw some markup. Whoa. Let's go ahead and throw some markups off of this daily candle high and low. Yesterday's high and low, just so we can tell where that's at as we start to push to the downside here. I got a feeling here. I got a feeling, guys. I, believe it or not, would prefer to be long this market coming into the open. I wish I was long right here. I would have liked to have found a way in long here already pre-market, which I don't do. It's not my trade. It's not my setup. I got a feeling that we don't sell off today. If you had a gun to my head, which I use that term a lot, and I hope I'm never in that situation, I'd say long. I'd say long. This market had the opportunity to drop all damn week. We're past FOMC. We're past, you know, all of the other news. Unless, you know, something happens fundamentally, underlying drivers, the war, you know, something crazy with oil, some policy shift, Trump comes out and says something crazy. I don't know why we dumped today, right? Today might be the day that the bottom falls out, right? But like, we could have done that yesterday. We made the case to do it here, and we made the case to do it here, and then we tried to do it here, and we haven't, you know, we just haven't continued lower. So I don't know what would drive us lower. The market often feels like it needs a reason to go lower, and we had every reason to go lower, and we just haven't done it. You know, we kind of just drifted. Now we're chopping down here. So I could see this annoying, frustrating day today for a lot of people where everyone's going, all right, we're selling off. We're done taking buys. We're just going to go lower. We're breaking prior bar lows without breaking prior bar high. Like, we're done, right? And then what does the market often do? Not what everybody thinks it's going to do, right? Just pops back up. So I think, not to speculate on this, but I think this might be a low here. Now, that's my higher time frame speculation, which really isn't worth a damn and not what I'm going to apply to my trading. Here's what I'm going to apply to my trading. The same damn thing that I do every day. Mean reversion play. If we crack to the downside, I'm buying this back up to VWAP, okay? That's my game plan. Where exactly? Below today's low, below this pre-market low, below yesterday's low. We don't have anything else down here until we get way down here, in my humble opinion, right? Yeah, we got a low over here. Where's the next high volume node? Here. All the way down in here, okay? I'm either dead wrong if I take a buy in here, just to go for a really high time frame view of this. Obviously, we're not going to run a bazillion point stop loss, right? That's probably what my stop loss would look like in my take profit. I'm dead wrong if we sell off, right? If we just push to the downside, I think we're coming all the way down towards the 45,600s, 500s, right? I would like this long. I don't think that I'm going to get it. I don't think that I'm going to get it, honestly. I saw this morning and I went, Long off of the 46,000 evens. That's what I'm going to be looking at. Long off the 46,000 evens. Last bit of liquidity right down here. Let's mark it. Oh my gosh. What in the world? 46. Dang. Let's get this in the right spot. Let's wake up here, chat. Okay. Option number one as we get ready to open up. Option number two, obviously, is the mean reversion to the upside. I don't like this as much, guys. I don't really want this today, even though we've been in a downtrend. I don't really know that we do this. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it up here. Short play, if we get something, right? Probably looking something like this. But man, I don't like this as much. The risk to reward potential is better. You know, that is probably what my trade would look like. Just back to this high volume area, right? Kind of this consolidation from pre-market. But I don't like this as much, man. If we blast off, I'm gonna be disappointed. But let's see. Let's see how we open up, guys. About 20 seconds to NYSE open. Mean reversion style play off of YM. I'm going to buy this aggressively. If we start to dump, I'm going to buy this aggressively. The loss that I'm very happy to take today is this one. Getting long in here, right, for a move back up to VWAP. And if we just do this and I get smoked, I'm happy to take that $1,000 L today. I really am. That's fine. Because it's just, I got a strong a strong piece of discretion and subjective interpretation screaming at me that this is a key low, and I would have loved to get long off of yesterday's low. We're 200 points off of that already, 230 points off that already. Back to VWAP. We're not selling off. Anyway, you know, you trade for long enough, you watch these damn charts for long enough, man, you get a really good read, right, of what you expect to happen. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen. That market's going to do whatever it's going to do whenever it wants to do it. But you get these really strong inclinations where you're like, I'm ready to get cooked if I have to. I'm happy to take this L. Like, you know, give me this trade setup. Like, I want this one. But you also get the inclination that it might not come. So let's see what my read looks like today. Let's see what my read looks like today. For those of you that missed it, I'm disappointed that this happened in pre-market. I am worried that this was going to be an important low right off of yesterday's low. I'm worried that we were not going to sell off right into the open to give me a potential mean reversion long, and that we might push to the upside and we might not just absolutely dump today. Let's see. Let's see. Checking around the horn as we're opened up here. NASDAQ selling off. Okay, okay, okay. ES kind of similar. Let's see what this market's got for us. Let's see what this market's got for us. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for being here, guys. Y'all are awesome. See if we can't put some money in this top one account, man. See if we can't finish off the week strong. Put $1,000 in the bank account, in the top one live account. Let's see what we can do. Quick note, because I'm going to say this early. I'll try to say it a couple times, guys. The giveaways have been getting insane. They've been getting out of hand. The chat's been crazy. I'm going to be doing some giveaways in Discord, okay? If you guys want in on giveaways coming into next week, I'll be talking about it later today in Discord. The link to join the 100% free trading community, the Discord, is pinned to the top of the chat. Feel free, hop in the free Discord. Here's the link again. That's where we're going to run some giveaways, okay? Boom. I love doing giveaways. I love giving back. I don't love the insane, crazy negativity that's come along with it. Part of the show, but I'm going to try to keep it giving back to people that I think deserve it. Try to keep scammers out of it that are getting more and more prevalent. And, yeah, and be able to just continue to give back while not completely being distracted. Trading live with you guys and, you know, just doing too much silly stuff. Back up to VWAP on this thing, man. Listen, man. Chat, you never know. You never really know, right? You never know what's going to happen next. I don't, okay? Nobody does. Professional traders, the best traders in the world. This is a hard thing to conceptualize, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen next. That's crazy to say out loud, right? Because we're going to trade in a way that would, you know, we make money if one thing happens over another. We don't know what's going to happen next. If we did, we would remortgage our houses, take out all of the credit loans and lines of credit that we possibly could, and put it all in the next trade, right? We don't. That's why we manage risk. That's why we only use a small fraction of the amount of trading capital that we have on any one trading idea, right? That said, you get some strong inclinations sometimes, right? Strong inclinations, where I hold these two beliefs constant. It's a paradox. I know that I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. You can flip a coin and, you know, and maybe you'll be right, right? But you watch the market for long enough, you watch, you know, things play out, price action and market structure and volume and fundamental contexts and days of the week. And, you know, we also have triple witching today, which we didn't talk about. No news. But you watch these things come together and you go, I got a real strong feeling on this one. A real strong feeling. So anyway, we'll see today. I'll talk about that. We'll talk about that discretion that you build over time, that experience in the markets, right? You know, and how that helps you or hurts you, right? ES pushing the downside on a growing CVD, a green CVD. Oh, dude. Oh, man. We'll see, chat. I hope, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the bottom just absolutely falls out. And in fact, if we start to get down below here and get closures into like the 46,000 evens, right? And we really are making the case to run lower, we could absolutely see some downside today, right? Like the market from a higher time frame perspective, you know, we could have a 1,000-point down day here in YM, no problem. 1,100, 1,200 point down day. It's just not my read coming into today. So we'll see. We'll see. Based on this price action market structure, we'll take a look and we'll see. Anyway, chat. Let's see. You know, again, chat, Purple Ninja, you're not wrong. We're going to bounce. Yeah, like, again, you know, I don't know, right? I don't know. I never know. Nobody knows. That's kind of like the two things that you hold in. But there's times where you get this strong inclination. There's times where I'm sitting around and I'm like, I don't know, dude. This is all over the place. I don't have a read on this. I don't have a guess. You know, like, well, we could go either way. And, you know, you kind of sit back. You don't trade. Then you have things happen in pre-market like this where I'm like, oh, dude, we're not going to dump in pre-market. You know, I got a real good feeling we're going back to VWAP. We go back to VWAP. That we open up to the upside and test VWAP instead of selling off first and give me the nice mean reversion trade. You know, you start to get that read. I started to have a good one yesterday on NQ. Just wasn't fast enough to execute with you guys in a way that was, you know, really helpful. We did put some profit in some accounts, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Good morning, Zach. Good morning. What's up, guys? Time pass. What's up? Nate, what's up, dude? What's going on, man? What's happening? Reggie, what's up? Van Jin, what's happening, guys? What's going on? Time pass. Smash the like button. Yeah. NHL Profit, what's up, dude? Thank you. Short play today on NQ. Send it. Send it, man. Morning, good morning. Dwayne, what's up? Missed the ducklings. Yeah. We're gonna do giveaways in Discord. Probably not gonna see ducks today, guys. Maybe in Discord. Zach blew my account last week. Back, finally have some money to get an account. Okay. Here's what I would suggest. ASFX 49. Based on you saying that as we're watching the markets. ASFX 49 says, Zach, blew my account this week. A week back and finally have some money to get an account. Please suggest me a quick payout and quick eval pass with no consistency. Which you prefer? Any is okay. So here's my first inclination there. And again, this isn't knocking you or speaking poorly on you. This is just like my non-financial advice, idiotic opinion to not take as a suggestion or recommendation to do anything, right? There's the disclaimer mixed in. Based on your capital to trade with, if you do not have risk capital to have a number of accounts to potentially lose, and you're losing an account and then saving up before you can buy one more account, I don't think you should trade with any risk on the line at all. I don't think you should buy any account. I think you should trade on demo until you prove more consistency and save money instead of buying and losing the next eval to build up a nice cushion of risk capital to trade with, right? That's my humble opinion. That's my humble 2 cents, right? For a number of reasons. But number one, first and foremost, is the psychological aspect of having one eval account to trade that you saved up for a week to buy puts you in a situation that makes it 1,000 times harder, and it's already extremely hard, than if you had $10,000 to trade with, right? And you had multiple evals. So that's the route that I would go with it first. Maybe down the line, and now I'll answer the actual question. Maybe down the line, you pass an account. I mean, you get yourself into that situation, you're comfortable, and you're ready to buy an account. Here's the account. You give me the layup. Here's the account. Top 1 Futures Elite Daily Challenge account. All of the things that you just asked for. I would put this ahead of everybody else in the market, in my humble biased opinion, because I'm partnered and affiliated, and I stand to make money. But I can partner and affiliate with anybody that I want. I think there's other really great options out there from other prop firms. I compare them all the time in YouTube videos. If you are looking for an inexpensive, fast pass, no activation fee eval with daily payouts, no consistency, no minimum trading days to pay out, end of day trailing drawdown in the eval and the funded account, this is the account. This is, these are some of the easiest to take a payout from, most inexpensive, just the whole grand scheme of things, right? Accounts that you could find. If you guys want to check it out, I'll throw the link in chat. You gave me a layup on that one, so thank you. But that's what I would check out. But to answer that question first, nothing. I wouldn't buy this account or any other account, That's the thought, man. What's up, community? What's up, guys? Gonna be bartending. Nice, dude. You probably have to come with Jam, dude. I'll have to make my way up there one day. I'll have to make my way up there one day. Oh, man. I am so grateful to be in a spot where my schedule is so stacked, but man, it stays stacked. It stays stacked. Some personal life stuff, or some work stuff coming up. I'll be in and out of live streaming next week. I've got another in-person type deal, going to make some content, film some podcasts, meet up with some other traders down in South Florida. That's early next week. I had my father come and visit. I got my mother coming down to visit next week as well. Got some traveling with family for Easter the following week, and then we're getting ready for a Tampa event. I got an event in London. Prop firm Match is putting on a big trading event in London. I'm planning potentially to be at that one. Yeah, man. And then in between that, it's trying to keep up with day-to-day trading, day-to-day content, and then just my general life stuff. The sports, the hobbies, all this fun. But I'm blessed to have that busy schedule. So, man, I am watching this market really not do anything. This is just what I'm reading here, man. Pre-market 6 in the morning, dude. I'm going to have to start swinging overnight, guys. I'm going to have to start swinging trades overnight. I don't know. We've had a little bit of this. I'm waiting to see if we sell off. I don't like this, right? What I would have liked for this mean reversion style trade would have been this first. Boop. Now we tested VWAP. We opened up to the upside. Now maybe. I don't know. I don't know, chat, and I don't like it. I don't like this spot that we're in. I hate that we have tested VWAP. I hate that I don't have a long entry on a day where I want to be long. We're going to have to just wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. Before we hop over to NQ and see if we can't scalp like absolute degenerates, man. NQ has been tough, though. NQ honestly has been tough. This has been tough. I get short periods where I have a really good read on price action, market structure, and then I get periods where I cannot get a trade on to move in my favor at all. But we will come back to scalping NQ. I'll show you what I do aggressively as all hell in sim accounts, in sim land. I have my third payout of the week. Talk about the sim run. Not super exciting this month. Green overall, but not where I'd like to be. Well, let's start from the top. Let's just do a little bit of trading review for me. Top of Futures live account, beautiful, man. 20-second payout this week. I'm happy to still be racking up payouts in this thing. It's awesome. It's gone very well. Patience that I'm displaying right here adds into that, right? Not taking 47,000 idiotic, degenerate, scalpy trades and, just hoping that you have an edge has helped. Sim land, the aggressive run across multiple firms. Essentially, I burned more evals and funded accounts than I would have liked to this month. Took payouts, multiple, but not nearly what I could have, man. I had thousands of dollars on the table that I let slip through my greedy little fingers this month. I'm pretty disappointed about how this week went, but that's part of being super aggressive, right? You're gonna have those periods where you're risking ruin and you're gonna lose accounts really quickly, right? But I have 3 payouts processing from 2 payouts that hit, a third payout processing from TPT, and I have a Lucid payout that I requested this morning. Top Step has been just a back and forth, extremely frustrating deal with them. But yeah, we're coming out on top for aggressive sim trading. Here's the move to the upside on YM, man. Good read. Just not giving me any way to structure risk. But yeah, I'm going to keep hammering it. I'd like to work myself towards larger and more frequent payouts across multiple firms in Sim while trading NQ stupid aggressively. Talked about how that's different from managing risk slowly but surely in a live account and aggressively being a degen with Sim accounts and risking ruin. Still attempting actually to trade, right? Working myself through evals extremely quickly. Either passing or failing them in the minimum amount of time. And then in funded accounts, putting up, massive payouts quickly, or just putting up any payout quickly, let's say, is not not something that's going to be done without risking ruin, without blowing accounts, right? That's just a fact of the matter. Nobody has an edge that strong in the market. At least I've never seen anybody with an edge that strong in the market that can literally double and triple and quadruple accounts back to back to back to back, which is what you need to do in prop accounts in order to take frequent and large payouts. So that's the back end of that. But yeah, I would have liked to have come out a whole lot more green than I did. Still coming out green, but not really where I'd like to be for this month. But we're really into month 2 of that aggressive sim run. So I'd say the area of improvement is I need to be even more aggressive than I am, if that's even possible. Taking on super high risk, holding trades really, really long for higher risk to rewards, losing accounts even more aggressively. It's definitely different than managing risk in live accounts, and it's the reason that you don't see me putting up huge numbers in Sim, and I really never have in that way. I'm just not built as the degenerate gambler off the rip, the account flipper. I'm built as the more consistent, more stable, manage risk, don't risk ruin, adjust to your average win rate, risk to reward type of trader. Because I came from live accounts, right? A lot of guys that were born and raised on prop or account flipping with super tiny accounts, they're more than happy to just full port on news every day. It doesn't sting for them. But it's interesting. It's been interesting. So I'll continue talking about it. I'll share results from it. We'll do that here live on NQ really aggressively in the 50K elite daily accounts from top 1. I'll show you what getting through failing them or passing them really quickly looks like, right? How I approach that, and then you could watch some of that results play out. But yeah, it's been a back and forth. It's been a back and forth for sure. So we popped to the upside here, man. This is just, again, if you want to go back and watch the beginning of the live session, I'm happy to always talk about what I'm seeing in the market, my read of the market, whether or not I have a trade set up, which I didn't here at all, what I wanted to see, what I did not expect to see, and then what we're seeing, right? What I expected to see. So this is, this is going to be an interesting one. This is really going to be an interesting one. One thing I have done in the past, if you've been with me for a long time, one thing I had done in the past was these, what I would call overnight swing traders. A lot of New York traders, because we're on the East Coast, they call it overnight swing trading for the futures market, right? Most guys are not going to hold through session changeover. You can't do that in prop accounts. In live accounts, it's also really a heavy margin requirement to get that done. But in prop accounts, what a lot of guys will do is they're not going to trade Asia and London, right? Like actively. But once New York once Asia opens up, right? Once session changeover happens, even before Asia opens up, you'll look on the account and you'll throw this wider take profit, wider stop loss swing trade, right? It's still intraday, but swing trade to hold overnight, right? They'll throw it on, stop and target in place, go to sleep, wake up, and, maybe take it off before NYSE, maybe hold it into NYSE. I've done that a bit in the past with, I'd say, mixed results. I've also done these really early wake up, like as soon as I wake up, maybe my alarm's going off early. It's, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm hopping right on the charts, taking a look at what we got going on. This would have been a good example of a play that I could have grabbed, right? And you take a pre-market trade, right? Kind of a pre-market swing, right? Because you're going to hold it maybe all the way into NYSE Open. Just based on the volume of trading that I have to get in with sim accounts, I will probably start to do that. I'll probably start to do that next week. I don't like it nearly as much as what I'm doing right now, which is sitting here fully focused, able to manage trades, able to read a whole bunch of different information, you know, have a cup of coffee. But it's a way to get more trading in. Some traders have a lot of good success doing that. But I'll talk about doing that on YM and NQ maybe over the next week or so. We trading gold? No, we're not trading gold. This is YM. This is the Dow Jones futures contract as I'm watching this market come down. Hang tight, chat. I want to come back to reading what we got here, man. I just don't want to be asleep at the wheel if you start to sell off. So we had a little bit of a divergence here for those of you guys that trade correlations, where we cracked to the upside on YM and we pushed immediately to the downside on NQ and ES. We are selling off on both of these. One thing that I'm taking note of, and again, this could be in part due to all of the craziness we have today. The third Friday in March. It's called Triple Witching. There's a ton of options expiring. Man, this is what's really tripping me up here. We're also after rollover, so sometimes CVD and volume could be a little bit dicey. We're just selling off on this strong cumulative volume delta on ES, man. I still think we bounce. I'm gonna hold my bias until I'm proven wrong. You know, I don't like to come in with a really heavy bias, but I got one today, and I'll be honest about it. It's long. I'm still waiting for a buy on this. Like, I'm dying to get long on this. I hate to say it. I'm not gonna jump in and FOMO in and do something stupid. But as we come lower, I'm still gonna look to buy this. It's not nearly as clean as if we didn't do this first and we just sold off like on NQ and ES. It's not nearly as clean. We already pushed all the way up here. You know, we traded through the mean. We did our business. You know, this, I think we're going to have sellers jumping in this right now on Dow to drive this thing lower. You have a clean invalidation point up here, right? If we trade through this high, you know, we're really making the case for a move to the upside. But I'm still looking at this thing long. If we come out and clean through this liquidity on ES, there's really not too much below until we get way lower. I'm kind of seeing the same on YM. You know, the 46,000 evens would be a nasty wick to the downside. I'd like to find a way in long. So anyway, guys, I'm waiting on it. I'm not gonna do this. That's just not it for me. I think something like this could pay. I'm not gonna put a stop loss where I want my entry. So. Could take some stuff in sim accounts just to leave it on, but yeah, we'll see. Looks like there's a lot of sell on YM. Yeah, we'll see. Trade left. A lot of these sets that are taking place. Pre-market. Yep, talk about that. Hit hard this morning. So, what do we have going on? Nate. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I'm really sorry to hear that, Nate. That's a shame, brother. I'll say a prayer for you and your family, man, and I'd encourage everybody else to pray to whatever God you believe in, or if it's none, then you know, keep Nate in your thoughts. Sorry to hear that, brother. Really sorry to hear that. I got a couple people around me that are dealing with family health stuff, man. So, and I've dealt with some of it myself, but I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Keep your head up. I'll say a prayer for you. And as it relates to trading, man, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade. You can go and watch my video about me blowing prop accounts right after going to 2 funerals and just being out of it. So I'd be really cautious, and I would stay off the charts, man. Sorry to hear that, brother. Damn. Elite Daily with top 1 and Bolt account with funded next are worth it. But just because there's no consistency doesn't mean you should full port the account. For sure. Yeah. Funded next Bolt is an interesting one as well. For sure. Thanks, man. Yeah, I feel that. No, it's all good. It's all good, dude. You're sharing. That's real life stuff, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you sharing. And, you know, I think sometimes sharing with the community or whoever you got around you can be helpful, man. So that's life, man. It's not killing a vibe. That's part of what happens, man. Keep your head up and, you know, do what you can to not be on the charts. Try to relate everything back to trading like we talk about. It's just never a good time to do that. Man, YM. Guys, I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to stay watching YM here. I'm waiting to see if we come through these lows. We make this case for the move lower, and I'm going to probably be the only idiot on YouTube buying it. I'll probably be the only person buying into this this dump here. I'm going to be looking for a buy. $24,300s. Yeah, bro. These look like they want to wick lower. These look like they want to crack a little bit lower. And then after we get some trading on here on potentially on YM, I'm gonna hop over to NQ and scalp with you guys. Scalp like a degenerate. 6,000 evens. Yeah, right down here, dude. We got. These are lining up. So we got, just looking at Bookmap on all these US indices, we're cracking lows here on ES and NQ. We got the same, you know, bits of liquidity at somewhat equal distances down below price. We come into that and fill. I think we get a nasty wick back up, man. So I'm going to watch. What I'll probably do here is I'll watch ES's Bookmap just as we come lower. There's really not much on YM. I already have it marked up. The hundreds, the 50s, the 46,000 evens. This is a little bit farther down on YM. If we crack lower right into this level here, I'm going to look for the long, guys. I don't know that we come all the way outside. We already swept prior day's low. You know, we kind of got a little bit different structure here. I'm going to look for, I'd want to stop out here for sure, but I'm going to look for a long in here if we start to come lower. I don't know that we do. I think we bounce. I think we bounce. Not doing anything yet. Nobody get nervous. Nobody freak out, man. But I'm going to leave this up just in case we get ready for this buy. Right around a 200 tick stop loss. Max risk. I've been really trading with this fixed take profit, which it's just nice and wide. The volatility on YM for me, I've been able to work with it. You know, it hasn't been too inconsistent. If you take a look at NYSE Open, you could look at an ATR down here on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, there's some days where we jump a little bit higher on the 15-minute, but it hasn't been too out of hand, right? There's definitely some days where, you know, we're a bit higher on ATR, but a day like today, for sure, I'm able to work with this. I'm able to work with this stop. Let's see. Chat, what do we think? Big block, 6,600 on ES. Yes. Yep. Yeah, man, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. No trade today yet. community is awesome. I love you guys, man. Y'all are awesome. We got one of the best communities online. I really believe that. Trying to stay patient for this long, guys. Not to get too distracted. Trying to stay patient for this potential long. I'm watching ES and NQ on Bookmap here, like you were just talking about. There we go. Here we go. We need to come through and clear some of this liquidity. I think so. I think so. We're doing it on NQ. Watching YM. We do got some all the way down here. I don't know that we reached for that, though. Like I said, I'm looking forward into this area here. 46,100s and below. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one aggressively. I might even widen out a stop. I'm gonna try to base this off of structure because I do really want this one today. But I'm gonna be aggressive with it, guys. I'm gonna widen out a stop here. I'm way zoomed out for a minute here, guys. I'm watching price right here. I'm watching Bookmap over here. I want this, man, but I need to stop way down here. I don't know if we're going to reach all the way down here. That's going to allow me a way to structure risk. Yeah, man, we dip lower here. You know, we dip lower. Here we go. Trading through the 6,600 evens on ES. Trying to decide where. I mean, a stop loss way below that low would be cool, like all the way into this zone, but that's just too much. Way down here outside of this is really what I would need. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah, like below like the 850s. Oh, what the hell happened? Stop. Take profit arbitrary, not related. Just an OCO order. Oh my God, it's gonna bounce. Trying to stay patient on this, guys. Sorry for making you dizzy with the chart. I've got to zoom way out. There's nothing looking left here. Yeah, this thing's either going to dump or we're going to get a pop today. It's one or the other, right? The bottom's either going to fall out and we're going to finally have that down day that everybody's waiting for, or we're going to catch the reversal, right? We're going to catch a pop back up. You know, we're making the case for the move lower. We're certainly making the case for the move lower on NQ and ES. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm probably going to be the only idiot buying this on YouTube. I'm getting in long on this, guys. This is gonna be my play in the top one live account. I'm long. Like I said, there's certain times in the market where I'm really, really comfortable. Again, arbitrary take profit. This doesn't matter. I don't run a fixed take profit. We could put that way out of the way. I'm not going to hold all the way up here. There's times in the market where I'm really comfortable taking an L. There's times where I really am comfortable being more aggressive. The structure is really well aligned to do one thing over another. And I think we're going to have a clear movement today. We could certainly wick down and then pop back up. That could be the move. Maybe that's what we're going to do. We're going to have this insane push lower and then an insane push back up. I don't think that happens. I think if we push lower, I am absolutely dead wrong. It's going to be the floor falling out, and it's going to be big opportunity to the downside. So I do think there's a big opportunity to completely fade me on this move and sell to hell, right? I don't think that would have worked out too well in here as we're continuing to pop back up. I don't know that it's going to work out too good today. You know, time will tell. But for me, I'm long on this one. I could see us coming through the highs and pissing everybody off. We swept prior day's low in pre-market. We got bought right back up. We tested VWAP. We did come back down on this. I'm buying into selling pressure the same way that I almost always do. We're retesting this area of high volume right here, right? From visible range volume profile. Where do I think we go next? Based on the way that I read the markets, the way that I just decide to structure my trade. Here. And then from there, potentially here. If not, where next? Here. Why? Bang. I think we're going to move from this level here that we're at right now, that I'm getting long from, all the way back up here fairly quickly once we make a decision, or all the way back down here. I got my stop loss well outside of this. If we start selling off, yes, there's a chance we get a nasty stop out down here. But I'm well outside of the low end of this high volume node. That's my trade for the day, guys. That's my trade for the day. It's only going to be one for sure. I got a very wide stop on this one. I'm taking it more aggressively, right? Essentially, that's where my stop loss needs to be. I'd love to be long from like in here, right? Like that would be cool. But I'm not waiting for that. I don't know that this is going to happen, and I'm comfortable taking on this increased amount of risk. I don't know that I need the 840s. You know, maybe we could like tighten up on that a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it pretty wide for right now. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to watch the trade. If I was going to walk away later into the session, depending on, you know, what happens here, right? Maybe we, you know, make a decision on stop loss or trade management then. But I'm going to start stupid wide on this one. Again, arbitrary take profit. I don't run a fixed take profit so long as I'm able to manage the trade. And I'm going to let this one play out. Again, I don't know exactly where we go from here. I need to allow this to be really wide. This is likely going to end up with a negative risk to reward trade, right? Based on this, you know, wide stop loss. I'm fine with that. I need to allow this thing to breathe. You know, oh, we got to be able to come down here and dance around, and I got to be able to take that heat today. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. To the upside, if we bounce super aggressively, yeah, back up towards the highs. Looking to flip this thing bullish. So that's my trade, and I'm sticking to it. That's my play. Gotta exercise, yeah, gotta exercise that that bias today, man, and this this read on price action market structure. I've been very patient in this account. I did I take 2 payouts this week? I think I took 2 payouts this week, or maybe just one on. What did we do? Let me go back and see. Did I? Yeah, no, took 2. Stuck another one in after the one on live. But outside of that, I've been patient, man. No trade at all yesterday. I really have been super slow moving in this account, which has, again, paid me well. I have the risk to put on today, right? You know, it's finding that balance between being so patient that you never take a trade and never do anything with, you know, your accounts, and being too aggressive and taking too many losses and, you know, not really waiting for that spot on the chart. But this is definitely something that I want to put on today. Again, if we absolutely dump, I'm completely on the wrong side of it, right? You know, we are going to make the case for a big push to the downside, right? If we are 700 points off the highs of the day, pushing lower, putting a nasty bearish candle in, you know, the play is shorts, just super, super aggressively short, right? So I'm happy to put this one on. I'm happy to take an L if I have to. I think that's the way that, as a trader, you want to conceptualize things, right? And say, you know, am I happy taking a loss on this? Am I happy watching this thing go against me really aggressively? If not, don't put the trade on, right? You know, adjust risk. So that's going to be my play. We'll watch this one play out for a little bit, see if we don't get a reaction, or if we start to sell off. We'll hop over to NQ maybe if we get some time, get some scalping in. I will be right back. Chatty McChat. Getting that nasty push lower. Nasty push lower. Looks like we do want to come through this liquidity to the downside. Beautiful. Beautiful. ES still sitting right around those 6,600 evens, trying to find buyers. Let's see, chat. Let's see what YM's got for me. 46,000 evens down here, and I'm gonna say 50 to 100 points below that level. That's gonna be problem area, right? If we come through this liquidity down below, we take out this low, we take out this pre-market low, we don't find buyers off of this as we're coming into initial balance, that's gonna be problem area. I'm going way wide outside, like I said. Happy to take on risk on this one, take an L if I have to. I am absolutely dead wrong if we just completely sell off. Obviously, a 500 and some odd point rip to the downside off of the high from NYSE session. But what do, chat? We throw our trades on without reservation or hesitation. As the market presents them to us, we let them play out. That's what I'm doing today with you guys. Let's see what the market's got for me. So far, heat. So far, heat. Longs are dead today, at least in the morning. We'll see. We shall see. Have a limit buy at 65. 65.95 on ES. Hopefully spike towards downside to fake everyone out before pushing into the highs. Nice. Nice. Stop. No, I got a wider stop today. This is a wider stop. This is not my 200-point stop. Wider stop. I got involved aggressively up here. I cannot have a stop loss right here. Not comfortable with a stop loss right here. This does not invalidate the trade. This invalidates the trade. All the way down through this low invalidates the trade. So I got to run this bad boy wide. Something I'm going to hold on to, or at least attempt to hold on to. But that stop loss has got to be wide for me. Longer time frame, exclamation point. We are in a downtrend. Yeah, it depends, right? It depends on which time frame we're looking at. This time frame, I would argue we're in a downtrend, right? This time frame, I would argue we're in a downtrend, right? Pushed on the downside, day over day since February, right? About over the last month. If you go higher time frame, I'd argue we're still in an uptrend. I'd argue we're not in complete recession or correction just yet. We definitely have been making the case over here that this is a nasty sell-off. This is a nasty push to the downside, right? Since those highs, we've came off of that really aggressively. We haven't seen that since tariffs way back over here, right? Maybe, you know, you zoom out even further and you decide we're even in a stronger uptrend. Maybe you zoom in into the 30-second and, you know, the 15-second chart, and you go, we're in an uptrend, right? So it always depends on what time frame you're looking at, right? How you're going to classify what, you know, what type of a trend that we're in. I'd say overall moderate time frame trend, right? Last couple weeks. Last month of data, day over day, we're trending to the downside. 110% agree. Yeah, 110% agree. Higher time frame, like high time frame trend for the U.S. indices is almost always to the upside. It's almost always a bullish market. It's kind of engineered to go that way, you know, by way of the way our world functions. Outside of the periods where we're in a recession, we're in a correction, right? Really nasty move to the downside. But outside of all of that, guys, outside of that trend, if you watch me trade for long enough, I am running the same style mean reversion play. I'm going to say like 8 times out of 10. Like 8 times out of 10 on YM. The continuation style play on YM, maybe 2 times out of 10. Maybe 20% of the trades. Hang tight. So yeah, you know, regardless really of the type of trend that we're going to be in, I'm going to try to run the same mean reversion play. You know, maybe I'm more cautious of one side over another ever so slightly, but it's going to be the same style of trading, you know, over and over again. I think in a extremely strong trending market where we don't do this, I'm glad I stayed out of my buy here. I was tempted on a buy here. But where we don't get these like choppy back and forth movements off of NYSE Open, I'm going to struggle, right? But this has paid me exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to pay me today, at least not yet. We got room. But until we start to really break and run in one direction immediately off of NYSE Open, YM tends to work really nicely for me, right? Like I'm looking for an example of it. Here's an example of a day where I get cooked, right? Where we just break and run to the upside, 9:30 a.m. We pop and we don't look back, right? I go for that mean reversion style play off of YM. Tends to work nicely for me. We'll see about today. Overall uptrend, but with profit taking from institutions and long-term holders, they will be repricing to move to the new contract. Maybe if that's a fundamental piece of information that you take into account and then apply to your trading, I think that's awesome. For me, again, to a degree, I use that type of context like a little bit, but not so much where I say, here's all the fundamental narrative and, you know, I'm going to trade long or short based on that, right? You know, here's what's going on in, you know, the Middle East, and I'm going to, you know, full port gold longs at the open, right? I'm just not a fundamental trader that way. I will be aware of what that means for volatility, right? I'll be aware of what that means for, you know, potentially larger market movements, but I don't really use any of that in my trading itself. I've done a lot of that, or attempted to do a lot of that in the past, and it doesn't seem to help me. It seems to hurt me more than it helps me. I oftentimes would have a really great understanding of the fundamentals. I have an understanding of the rate, an understanding of, you know, what the Fed's doing, what the market should do based on, you know, good or bad news across, you know, different geopolitical spheres, and technicals would just show one thing and the market would just do that. But I think, you know, there's no wrong or right way to go about trading, right? If you are a fundamental based trader, you're going to use news or, you know, interest rate decisions. Like, there's a lot of guys that do that with success. For me, it really never helped me. Really never helped me. Only hurt me. You'd seem like and feel like a genius some days, and then other days not so much. What I like to do is take into consideration a little bit of what it means for technicals in general, right? Should we expect, you know, potential for higher volatility around a specific time? Maybe higher potential for some consolidation ahead of news. You know, like I said when I hopped on this, right? The context. We got through FOMC. We got through, you know, a lot of the big news events coming into this week, right? Coming into the end of this week. We had every opportunity to drop ahead of today, and we've just been held up. We've continued to chop back and forth. I'm going to try to play into that a little bit, right? But some traders are going to build a case for the opposite, right? War news, you know, now's the day when we're going to drop, right? Triple witching, you know, that contract rollover that we're talking about, repricing, you know, you're going to build the opposite side of that case. So yeah, again, like nothing wrong with that at all, in my humble opinion. I would ask, can you apply it, you know, consistently? Because I always struggle to do that. I would backtest exclusively with technicals, and then all of a sudden I'd have CNBC running, and Jim Cramer would be like, the market's going to go on a tear, longs, we're opening up to the upside, and then I would just be buying, completely disrespecting all of the tools that I've been using ahead of time. But yeah, so for me, not so much on the fundamentals. Not so much on the fundamentals. Context, right? Context. Where we're at in the news cycle. Where are we at relative to everything that's going on in the world? What does that mean for volatility? But not, the interest rate is supposed to be XYZ. It's forecast for this. There's this amount of percent. It's going to come in, so I'm going to long at, you know, 2 o'clock. Or Jerome Powell says maybe they're going to be, you know, more aggressive and try to get inflation, you know, up or down. So I'm going to buy or sell. Not in that respect. But let's see how the longs served me today. Let's see what we got, boys. We got an account, we got a live account trade on Top 1 Futures. Live account that I've been trading with you guys almost every damn day here. Not any heavier on leverage. I trade the max size that I could trade every day in this account, which is 1 mini. Wider stop. A little bit of a wider stop. I've got to have that based on my entry. I need this thing to have a lot of room to breathe before I'm invalidated to the downside. And I'm comfortable taking that on. I'm definitely comfortable taking on this, you know, $1,600 or so, $1,650 worth of risk. So let's see what we get, Chatty McChat. Again, super, much higher time frame trade, right? Like much higher time frame trade. I think it's also important to talk about this. This is a wide stop, right? Wide stop, wide take profit. Again, this is an arbitrary take profit. I don't run a fixed take profit. This is, you know, just in case I have to step away. I want an OCO order that's attached to this this position right here. And the only way I could do that is if I throw one on here now, right? Higher time frame trade, right? If you're trading NQ on the 1 minute, you know, maybe you're selling right now. You're scalping, right, to the downside, and you know, you're able to make money like right here, right now, 47,000 times. Maybe even as my trade is sitting long, I take some heat, we chop back and forth for 3 hours, and we come out the other side, right? Very different time frames as well, right? You know, length of time that you're going to hold on to a trade, thesis for the whole trade, right? Are we going to go up right here and now? You know, if that was my thesis, then I shouldn't be running a 300 point stop loss on YM, right? 300 tick stop loss. Take a look at NQ. Yeah, man, listen, if this thing lets go, nasty move to the downside. We didn't do it yesterday. We had buyers try to hold this thing up. We're trying it today, man. We are trying it today. Yeah, like if this thing starts to go, I think that's gonna be lights out. Like why would we stop like right here or right here? Right? Well, what's the next area of interest? These are obviously the clean lows. You got a nasty wick all the way down here, like here and below. Like if this thing starts to go, yeah, man, 400, 500 points lower than we are right now, and we're already 400 points down on the day. I think that could be nasty if we really started to sell off here. You know, I don't know why we would just dip like right in here for something like NQ if we actually started to go. We're at this last point of high volume right in here. Let's look even at like moderate, maybe the hourly. Yeah, dude, we start to go. We start to go, we could go, boys. We start to go, we could really go. Again, trade your system, right? Whatever your approach is. Whatever your approach is. That's what I would encourage you to do today. Structure your risk. Whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever potential win or loss you're comfortable with. Don't put on more risk than that. You trade the trend every day. You trade for breakouts to the downside. Send it, brother. Get short. You trade for mean reversion, style movements. You know, send it. Long it, right? Get long. Whatever your approach is. Let's see what we got today, boys. Maybe we get the fat stop on a Friday. That's cool, man. I've been cleaning up with you guys here in the Top 1 Live account. I'm happy to show you the L if I got to take it. More than happy to show you the L, right? Part of trading. I get to show you guys, or I've gotten to show you guys a lot of wins in this account. It's been really nice. I showed you quite a few losses as well, especially early on. I took, I think my worst was I took 3 back-to-back full $1,000 losses live, and then I came back. I took a couple small wins, and then I took 2 more, like back-to-back. It was pretty nasty. Worked myself back out of that slowly but surely, and then on to 22 payouts from the same Top 1 Live account. But that's not gonna come every day. I've been on a pretty clean win streak in this thing. There's going to be losses, man. We're going to take those L's. So I'm happy to show you what, you know, real trading looks like, at least for me. And maybe today that's an L. Maybe. I don't know, though. I don't know. I still have confidence in this one, even as we're trading right into the 46,000 evens. This is danger zone. 100 points lower. 100 points lower, we got a problem, right? 100 points lower, we got a problem. We don't find buyers where we're trying right now. We continue lower. I think we aggressively rip. I think the bottom falls off, and we rip faces off to the downside. But this is buyers putting up a fight, right? ES coming down, coming down, coming down. 6,600 evens, right? Maybe we go. There is some more liquidity down below, right? Like maybe we go. We gave up quite a bit of that cumulative volume delta, although it's not heavy negative. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, the short of it is, it's fun to speculate, guys. The short of it is, like we talked about before we put a trade on, as we always do. No idea what's going to happen next. Strong indication of one thing over another. All that discretion and experience coming in. Placing risk on, right? You know, for one thing to happen over another. But on any one next individual trading idea, ooh, I like that liquidity to the upside. Absolutely no idea, right? Genuinely, absolutely no idea what's going to happen on any next one trade, right? I'd have to know what every single market participant is thinking and how they are going to interact with the market in real time at the same time. Nobody has that. Nobody knows, right? We don't know what Trump is about to tweet to make it even simpler. That's why we structure risk. That's why we don't use our entire account on every single trade. Yeah. So, put the trade on. Let the thing play out. Let's see. Alex Leedy, what's up, bro? Yes, we're getting long on a Friday. I don't think going long on a Friday is crazy. Is there a reason that you say going long on a Friday is crazy? 100-point max on US 30. Sure. Maybe some people say 10-point max. Maybe some people say 300 points. I wouldn't say crazy. I'm going to hang on to this bad boy. That's my validation point. We're trading the 15-minute time frame nice and wide. Zach, can I ask this because I genuinely don't know on your prop? Yeah, you can only withdraw above in profit. You can only withdraw profits, right? So this is a 15K Top 1 Futures live account, right? Pre-live account, Trade of 8, whatever the hell you want to call a prop firm live account. In this account, I'm only allowed to take a withdrawal in profit. So every time I've been able to withdraw, I've made money past the starting balance. No consistency rule, no minimum trading days to pay out, no profit target, none of that stuff, right? None of that stuff at all. But you can only withdraw in profit. So anytime that I've been in drawdown, or if I take a loss and I've withdrawn all the way back to the, you know, the initial balance, I'm not able to keep taking profits from it. Kind of similar to any like live account, or, well, not live account, but similar to any prop account, right? You have to be in profit to take money out. And in this one, I've really just been withdrawing. I had some different plans. I had some ideas a couple times. Maybe I'll start to scale it up. Maybe I'll try to put another, $5,000 worth of profit in here, something along those lines, $10,000, and then, be able to size up and trade more. I don't know. I've just gone with the see money, take money approach as far as profit taking goes. Interested to see what happens right in here. And that's worked pretty well for me. Taking risk off, right? This account is all fun money. This is all house money now, right? I've withdrawn everything that I've needed to make this account free, as the kids say. Although it's not really a good way to think of it like that. But yeah. Yep. Let's see. We come back down through this low. We got initial balance here set. That's going to be nasty if we come back through that low aggressively. Buyer stepping in. Making a case for it. Let's see. Let's see, chat. Let's see what we can do. We'll hang out. If you guys got questions, I'm happy to talk props. I'm happy to talk top one, live accounts and stuff. Happy to chat with you guys. If you want to check out a similar account than what I'm talking about right now, you can get yourself into one. I think this is absolutely epic. Top 1 Futures. Elite daily accounts. Daily payout. No consistency. No minimum trading days to pay out. End of day trailing drawdown. No intraday BS. No activation fee. It is an eval account. Simple 3-day to pass. I love the daily payout accounts. Like, honestly, The only sim daily payout accounts that I've gotten into are the TPT Pro accounts. I love those. They're epic if you can get it past the buffer. What I don't like about them is they are 5-day to pass eval. You need 5 minimum trading days. And then you have an intraday trailing drawdown, which is difficult. It's difficult, bro. It is not. Listen, like, some people make it work really, really easily. I'm happy to tell you when I struggle with something. Bro, that intraday trailing drawdown is heavy. Is hard to work with, bro. But you get into that account, and that's what I did yesterday. You know, I made like $700 or $680, whatever it was in one of them. And I'm like, can I request a payout? You just click payout, and you're good to go. And you can trade it again the next day and then take another payout. It's awesome. It's like a $2,000 live account, right? Kind of like once you get into one of these accounts, you know, if you get into one, you know, you're into a daily payout account. So it's sick, dude. I think these are absolutely epic. I think these are absolutely epic. What dirt bikes did you race? I raced, depends. When are you asking? I raced motocross from about the time I was able to ride a bicycle without training wheels, which was at 2.5 years old. At 3.5, I was on a dirt bike, and I think my first race was at 4 years old. I raced all the way up, starting on a PW50. To talk about which dirt bike. Raced all the way up until a couple years ago. And I hate to say this now, but I don't own a dirt bike at the moment. A couple years ago was the first time in my life that I can remember that I did not own multiple dirt bikes, multiple bikes for racing. But I raced all the way up through college, and then all the way after I moved down here to Florida, and raced down here, and had some fun. Never professional, just fast class in the local races, right? 250B. But when I wrapped up, I was winning some 250B motos. Probably heard that from the Austin Silver podcast. If you guys want to listen to info on limiting self-beliefs, on breaking through your own limiting self-beliefs, I got my own 4-minute mile story, which is what I'm talking about right now. Ooh, nasty rejection, man. Nasty rejection. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I'm letting this one run, boys. We going diamond hands this one. We going diamond hands this one. But yeah, I raced 250B in upstate New York, and then down here in South Florida towards the end of my career. How do you participate in a giveaway? And then somebody commented, lol, damn, man, we almost made it a whole stream without somebody asking for a giveaway. Hop in Discord. I'm not going to do a giveaway on stream. If you're here for the giveaways only, I'll make it super simple, man. It's Friday. I'm not going to do a giveaway on stream. We're giving out funded accounts in Discord. Hop in Discord. There'll be giveaways in Discord. I'll talk about it in Discord. Here's the link right here. Hop in Discord if you want to be part of giveaways coming up, guys. Bam. Yeah, as we're watching this market come all the way back down to try to crack this low after going all the way to break even, almost all the way back up to break even, I'm holding this thing, guys. This is going to be, let me just talk about this real quick. Before we talk about bikes, because I'll talk about racing and motocross all day. I really miss it, and I don't get to talk about it anymore. I worked for a racing fuel distributor that was my last career for almost 8 years, 7 years. Ended up managing the Southeast office, which is pretty sweet. But anyway, I'm going to hold this trade, guys. This is borderline a set it and forget it. I'm not going to go stop loss to break even. I'm not going to tighten up on stop loss. This is going to be a larger win or a larger loss, okay? The thesis of this trade holds right now. I do not have an opportunity to change this invalidation point without completely negating, my initial thesis, right? I need to give this thing a lot of room to breathe, and if I'm wrong, I want to be completely dead wrong. You might say, that's crazy, that's a bad way to trade, I don't like what you're doing. Totally cool, man. You guys do whatever you want to do. This is how I'm playing this one. This is how I play most of my trades here on YM from the 15-minute chart. Got comments about the super wide stop loss, about 100 points being max or whatever. that's totally cool, man. Completely subjective and 100% up to you. This is how I'm going to run this one today. Super wide. We'll see if it helps or hurts me. Fairly similar to what I do almost every day. I'm probably not going to go do anything with a stop loss unless we blast through entry all the way to the upside and we were 200 points in profit and I wasn't closing it for some reason. You know, maybe stop loss to break even in profit, something like that. But this is going to be a hold. This is going to be a hold. So get ready to watch this thing come all the way back through fully to a stop loss, through initial balance low, through these current lows and stop me out, or to run back towards these highs. Because I'm going to hold on to this one. If I hold it through the stream, I will call out. I will try to call out trade management in Discord. But I always like to talk about trade management and it's on, right? I'm accepting this stop loss. I'm accepting the full risk of this trade, right? To find out if this is going to be a winner or a loser. That's the way that I like to think about it. Business expense. Gotta pay them, boys. Anyway. Super awesome. Damn. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Zach, I have a cool story to DM you. My brother managed and then owned one of the big bike shops. That's dope, dude. Yeah, Mike, send me a message, man. Send me a message. Definitely. You would suit a bobber street bike. Yeah. Maybe. I'll disappoint you and tell you that I had two crotch rockets. I had a Ninja 636 quite a while ago. It was my first street bike. It was an older bike. And then I had a GSXR 600 more recently down here. That was a newer one. That was pretty fun. The only thing I have right now, honestly, that's sitting at my house is a Honda Grom. I have a Honda Grom that is just, I can't help myself, I think, to not have something that's two wheels. I debated getting another bike. The street bike thing is awesome. I love two wheels. I love going fast, man. My dad, first off, if he's watching this, he'd be really disappointed. He has always just forbade me from getting a street bike. He's had friends, some of his best friends, die on the street on two wheels. I've got an uncle that walks with a limp that, was in a horribly gnarly crash. My pops used to ride Harleys and work on them and build them. He's an AMI and MMI mechanic. He was my pit man for racing motocross, and he also used to race motocross, obviously. But he was always, I was getting hurt. I snapped my ankle. I got knocked unconscious. Super gnarly crashes, racing motocross. Nasty where I could barely walk. Both my knees swelled up. I got landed on. I had a whole bunch of injuries, right? He would always support me with motocross, always. And he was like, keep it off the street, dude. If you're gonna get hurt, have it be on the track where you're geared up with all the best gear and have it be at your own hand, right? Or when you're racing, right? In a closed sanctioned race event where paramedics are there, ambulances are there. Don't get killed because you're riding home from work and some teenage girl, swerves on you because she's texting. And, you're doing 20 miles an hour with no gear on and you go into a guardrail and die, right? It's like, can you, if you're going to be paralyzed, make it be from something that you don't want to live without doing, right? Which was racing motocross for me and still is. Maybe not on the street. So probably won't get another street bike. I love them. They're super cool. They're super fun. It's nice, but I don't love being on 95, for example, and watching somebody come over on me with no blinker and have to grab the brakes and, almost go down with no gear on, right? Even if you have gear on, it's not going to help you that much. But anyway, that's the thought. I had thought about getting a bike, and just to completely sidetrack, guys. I thought, because I know you were all talking about motocross. I don't know, you guys all like bikes here? I thought about doing like track days, about getting a bike and doing some track days and stuff like that. But I've pushed everything to the side in favor of other hobbies. I have way too many of them. I'm always doing something. I just got a Honda CB 750 Hornet. Nice, Nate. Good morning, West Coasting. Did I miss anything? Pam, what's up? We're long. Sitting in a long trade. Wide stop. Wider than usual stop loss. Same size. Holding to the moon on this one. This is going to be, I think, a nasty stop out or a nice win. Either way, as always, don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody does with any real degree of certainty. putting my trades on as they come. We'll see. I really wanted to get long on this today. We're going to see how that desire helps me or hurts me today. But I had a clean setup on this as far as a sweep of prior day low in pre-market back to VWAP. The context fundamentally that I read opposite some of what some of the other guys have shared in chat. But I'm looking at this being a frustrating day for most others that aren't long, because I think most people are short right now. Based on everybody in the chat saying you're crazy for getting long on a Friday, all the context is down, get short, right? I love to be on the other side of that. I hate to say it. It makes me feel better. It honestly, believe it or not, guys, when people tell me what I'm doing is wrong and bad and it's the opposite, believe it or not, I do have that like opposite mindset, that contrarian mindset. It makes me feel like I have even a better indication of maybe what may happen next. Unfortunately, because the masses are wrong every day. You know, that's just a fact. Most traders lose money every single day in and day out. Retail is losing. You know, so it's hard to flip that on your head. You can't just say, I'm going to do the opposite of what everybody thinks, because you don't know what everybody thinks. It's never as simple as that. But start to think in those terms a little bit. It can be helpful, right? You know, when most of the people are screaming at you on Twitter or IG that what you're doing is wrong, you're probably onto something. You're probably onto something. But anyway, that's comments for another day. So we're long. That's the play, Pam. Hanging on long on this one. Like I said, no stop loss down here. No stop loss to break even. No stop loss anything. I want to see this run to the upside at a real bare minimum. I'd really like back into this zone at a bare minimum with the amount of risk that I have on. Way up here, but I could see this thing. I could see this thing being a big reversal and piss everybody off completely. Here, you wanna go with the wild all the way up here, all the way up here. I don't think we do that today. I definitely don't think we do that today. I can certainly see us. You certainly see us, you know, cracking yesterday's high and coming back if we start to flip this thing bullish. But I don't need all that to happen to have this be a win. Don't need all that to happen to have that be a win. So anyway, we'll see. Again, arbitrary, not fixed take profit, right? That could be anywhere. That's not, that's OCO. So just in case I step away and I want to set a fixed take profit. Nice. I have a GSXR 750 and S1K. Dude, nice. But end of built Grom. I love my Grom. Let's go. Let's go. I have a nice, dude. Everybody's on bikes. Oh, dude, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Like the stream. Appreciate you guys. KTM, man. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so I talked about some street bikes. For dirt bikes, I was always a Yamaha guy. I was always a YZ guy once I got up to full-size bikes. It was a Yamaha PW50, and then I was on KTMs, super fast built KTMs. I think I had at some point a KX 65 as well, and then it was Yamaha. It was a YZ85, YZ125, and then a handful of YZ250Fs. Never got a 450. Always kept it in the the 250B class, even though I'm a big guy. I'm 6 foot, and towards the end, I easily could have hopped on a 450. But had raced YZ250s for quite a while, YZ250Fs for quite a while. Super fun towards the end of all of that. If I had to get something tomorrow, I'd probably get a 450, just because I don't want to work on a 250. I'll probably get a YZ 450F. But maybe someday down the road in the future. And maybe if this market doesn't do anything, we pull up some pics and videos of some racing. But yeah, man, I loved motocross. I think it's an awesome family sport. Of course, it's dangerous as all hell, like we talked about. But I think everything's dangerous, and I'm here trading. So you could probably peg me as a risk taker. But I think it's an awesome family sport. I've learned a ton from motocross. I've brought in so much over into so many other areas of my life. I'm so thankful to have that with me and my pops, that connection. And yeah, it's awesome. Epic. I'm probably not done riding, maybe racing, but we'll see. We'll see. it also led me into my last career, which was really awesome. I graduated college, went to work in sales at a business degree, went to work in outside sales, worked for a company that was doing vendor managed inventory, industrial supplies. Then I went to work for, pretty shortly after that, about 3 years, went to work for VP Racing Fuels. And I was with VP Racing Fuels doing outside, inside sales, account management, negotiating contracts for different suppliers, different race series. I did that for, just under a decade, which was really cool. It was what I was super passionate about. I got to be, at every major race in the South. It was absolutely awesome, man. Every major two-wheel race and, anything that went fast, actually. Boat racing, obviously cars, but it was really cool. It was really, really cool. A lot of travel for that. A lot of weekends worked. A lot of away from home. And found trading towards, obviously towards the end of that. And I left that career a few years ago to do this, to stare at charts all damn day. But yeah, it was a really, really cool career. As we come back down towards this low, yeah, I'm gonna be sitting in this thing all day. I could feel it. I could feel it. Unless we rip faces to the downside, it's gonna be a longer one. I will be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Not going anywhere just yet. We'll talk racing if you guys want to talk racing, but we'll talk about maybe some prop firms to talk about trading. I'll yap about some other stuff coming up. I'll talk about schedule, but I'll be back as we're letting this trade run. Chair, you're chat. What are we gonna do here, guys? What the hell? What? Why is this happening? There we go. I'm trying to fix something in my office here. Let's see. Back down through the lows, selling off. You guys gonna short this? I don't know. I'm hanging on. I'm diamond hands in this one, guys. That's my play today. Yeah, we were talking racing. It's awesome. I use MR12. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. I wonder what MR12 is for a 5-gallon pail these days. Trump speaking. Prepare for news. Ooh. Is he talking today, Bags? Trump's yapping? That wasn't on. Was that on the schedule? Oh, no. Yeah, here we go. Trump's yapping. Yeah, trophy presentation. What? Trump participates in the Commander-in-Chief Trophy presentation. Okay. That's what we got going on today. Oh, man. Anyways, live if you guys want to watch it. I'm not going to put it up. There's also a couple notes. Trump mulls to occupy or blockade Iran's island. I can't pronounce what island that is. U.S. will not implement crude export ban. Yeah, we might be all over the place, guys. Good call out. Get ready. Trump's yapping. This could go either way. This could absolutely go either way. Yeah, we got volatility coming in, guys. Get ready for this. This could be good or bad, as always, right? You know, I don't... if there's something scheduled with Trump, which it looks like this actually was... Yeah, I gotta get off forexfactory.com because they didn't show it. Here, let me show you guys something. I typically check forexfactory.com. Is this a news where they would say maybe... No. What I do like about Financial Juice, I'm probably going to pay for Financial Juice. I'm not partnered or affiliated with these guys, but I would probably be in the future. They're pretty sweet. They note like way more on here, which can kind of be like annoying. It can be a little bit hard to know like what the hell is actually important when you just have like so much crap on here. But here you go, 10:30 a.m. Trump at trophy presentation. And if you actually click on it, you could actually, watch it, right? You could actually see stuff on here. So, yeah, I'll probably have to get real-time updates from Financial Juice and have to start checking their site. But Trump yapping, that's gonna mean volatility. We'll see. We'll see if he wants to pull the stock market's strong. It's the best time to buy stocks. I told all my friends to buy stocks today, and then he pumps the market. We'll see. We'll see. Typically, before I read anything else from the chat, typically when Trump has been talking as of recent, I think the obvious thing has been he's been doing everything he can to prop the market up. As soon as it starts to dip, if you follow any basic of, politics, the U.S. president, ahead of midterms or elections, likes the market to be doing well, and they are incentivized to say things that would maybe encourage market participants to act in a way that would, create the movement in the market that would favor them, the market going up. You're just gonna do things that are gonna, move the market around either way. So, I don't know, coin flip with that dude as far as what you're gonna get and how the market's actually gonna move. But I watched a couple people note today. They were like, barring Trump saying something crazy, we could be in trouble. So here's maybe him saying something crazy that rips the market, 1,000 points to the upside. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Trump speaking, prepare for news. I love it. I'm in there with you. Oh boy. Won't let the market crash. Giving his, what's your opinion on mentorships? Did you ever get into one? I've paid for some stuff in the past. I think if you find somebody that resonates with you, that you can have a lot of direct contact with, and they charge for that time, sure. I think paying for coaches, paying for mentorship can be super helpful. I think in the trading space specifically, and a lot of the online space, it could be an absolute mess. It could be an absolute nightmare. You have to do so much of your own due diligence beforehand to understand if they're actually going to provide anything of value to you. But yeah, I'm a big believer in coaching and mentorships. I think that could be, extremely helpful. Again, I think it's really hard in the trading space to discern what's real out there because there's very few. But it depends on what value you're trying to get out of it, right? If you're trying to unlock the secret of trading and create some valuable strategy or edge, I think that's a waste of time. I don't think that's helpful. If you are looking to work with a coach, somebody one-on-one to, review your trading, review your process, hold you accountable, work with you day in and day out, talk about the psychology behind your trading, where things are going right, where things are going wrong, and, and then check in with you often and kind of have that, that system of checks and balances, I think, sure, absolutely, it could be very helpful. But most of the stuff out there is garbage, unfortunately. Most of it is just BS, scammers and spammers. So that's kind of the thought. You can filter on that list to the left of Pfizer's juice. Nice! You can. You can. Haha. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'll probably pay for it. One thing I liked from all of these, if you are a fundamental trader, right? If you're somebody that, maybe there's not a news event, maybe there's not this where you can watch it. You can get Squawk. Squawk is just real-time, what it sounds like, real-time news alerts pumped through speakers. And they have that with Financial Juice. There's a couple other providers that I'd thought about. There's some cool stuff you could just set up yourself using Twitter. But they have real-time updates, obviously, for for news and information like this, right? This is delayed. So, if you cared about that, Financial Juice is probably a good site to look at. But yeah, I'm probably going to have to look at it because they just got more on here. So we're getting volatile down here. We're definitely getting some movement. Kicked up, obviously, right as he started to talk. Can't really decide what it wants to do just yet. We dumped, pumped. We're sitting right here at this high volume node. If we look on a really low time frame, back up here where we got some liquidity on, which are these two black lines. We had some start to stack up here at I had 150s marked off. There's not too much there. It looks like 175s. Back up here into this high volume node, maybe. Otherwise, we start to let go. But we'll hang out in this one. We're going on 11 o'clock, guys. If you guys got questions, anything like that you want to chat about, feel free to let me know. If you guys want in on the giveaways, like I said earlier, man, I'm figuring out how I want to handle a zillion giveaways. We got stuff running on IG. We're going to have stuff running in... Oh, what's up, Kick? I haven't even been talking to you guys. Hang on. I'll come back to Kick. We got stuff running in on IG. If you guys want to follow along on IG, I'm doing giveaways almost every day on there as well. Here it is. Real Deal Zach on Instagram. Hop in Discord. Hop in Discord if you guys want in on some giveaways. I'll be talking about that today, coming up. Giveaways are awesome. I love doing giveaways. I love giving back to the community. What in the world is that? But they come with a lot of negativity and distraction, so we'll talk about that. Hop in the Discord and check out the IG. Started seeing this back and forth tight chop, and that's not for me. Lock it out. Nice, Mike. Nice. This market been's choppy for a long time, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Again, if you guys got questions, throw them in chat. Feel free. I'm gonna look at NQ and talk about that chop. Kobe Clark. There we go. Kobe Clark knowing 250 for 5 gallons. Oh man. Yeah. Nice to hear about your hobbies for sure. Yeah, I'll have to talk more about this stuff because it seems like a lot of you guys relate to that. So we'll talk more about the other hobbies and stuff, man. I do everything, by the way. I'm a hobby maximalist. I do all of the hobbies. I like to experience all that life has to offer. So I think people like me, oftentimes you hear them start to talk, and you're like, wait a minute. Last week you were talking about racing motocross all your life. Now you're talking about running marathons. Now you're talking about playing competitive paintball, and now you're talking about climbing, bouldering every day, and then also, diving with sharks, right? Like, I do all that stuff. I don't know. I've done all of it, but I will acknowledge, at some point you start to hear people talking. You're like, all right, bro, pick a lane. What are you talking about? But Yeah, I've done a lot in my life, and I hope to continue to do even more. I think life has so much to offer, and I want to experience all of it. I'd say I've become really good at a lot of different things without mastering anything, probably because I bounced around too damn much. Obviously, motocross was an extremely long stretch of time, all of my life. But a lot of the other stuff in between, I had picked up late and then had short stints with it where I'm extremely competitive and hyper fixated on it, like the crazy ADHD, OCD person that I am, and then move on. Not so much career-wise, but with sports. Set some huge goals, work tirelessly for years to hit them, and then I go, ooh, what is that? And then I start doing something else, and I'm at square one again, and I'm like, man, if I just stayed doing one thing, I wouldn't have to restart over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Kobe, you guys on kick what we're talking about here? You guys were looking long. Move back to IB low because if you head back down, I want to low. Okay, cool. What's up, guys? Mike on kick. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, so you had the you kind of had the same thought as me, Kobe. You were looking long on ES. 9. What did these guys do? Yeah, just chop it down here, man. I don't know. I think we're either gonna pop. Same thesis. We're either gonna pop back up or we're gonna sell off. We dumped pretty aggressively on these, and now we're just chilling. Could get that gnarly wick down, which could definitely be a problem for me, but we haven't really made a decision here. If you're trading within this, I'm sorry to hear that. That's choppy, man. Maybe we catch a wick down and then a pop back up. I don't know. We're just gonna have to see what comes here. Feels like market might be waiting for Trump to say something of significance. But we'll see if, like I said, I'm probably the only idiot on YouTube long in this market today. We'll see if I am indeed an idiot or a genius. No, I'm just kidding. You don't get proven that on any one trade at all. But we'll see if, you know, I'm on the other side of what a lot of you guys were seeming to display when I put this trade on, with a wide stop loss and a long on Friday being crazy. And, you know, a lot of the fundamentals pointing down. We'll see how we come out on this one. But again, any one trade, the way that I think about this, the psychology, man, one trade doesn't tell you anything. One trade absolutely doesn't tell you anything. It does not take any skill, or you don't need to know anything about trading in the Mark Douglas mindset to go on a string of wins and make money in the markets, right? What you do have to know is that there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables to define an edge, and that we don't know what's going to happen on any one next trade, and we shouldn't care if we believe that truthfully, right? That's the paradox that we have to wrap our minds around as traders. So I think most struggle to do that, including myself. I did for a very, very long period of time. I still do to this day. I think we all do, because we have this human mindset that is very conflicted when it comes to that. But that's the sauce. You want the sauce for today, guys? Here it is. First off, go read this book. No, I'm not going to pull it up. Go read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And then read it again, and then read it again, because it's that good. Everybody talks about it because that's the good book. Here's my biggest takeaways, right? There's like fundamental beliefs. There's 7 like fundamental beliefs and 9 traits. I used to be able to recite all of them, but here's something that has stuck out with me. It's a quote from that book. Longer than anything. This is more important than any model or indicator. I really believe this. We are playing a game of probabilities here. And we need to think like the casino, not the gambler. The casino does not know, nor does it care, what the next spin of the roulette wheel is going to bring. It knows and believes and has confidence in having a small but ever-present edge in every single spin of that wheel. And so long as that wheel is spun enough times, they will come out on top. That's the way that we need to think as traders. That's the way that we need to think as traders. Along with that, there's a random distribution. Please listen to this one. There's a random distribution of wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. However you trade, whatever your edge is, you do not have a 100% win rate, regardless if it's 10% or 95%. It's not 100. And based on that, you will have a random distribution of wins and losses. This is demonstrated by flipping a quarter. If you flip a quarter enough times, you will notice it does not land heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, despite having about a 50% chance of landing on heads and a 50% chance of landing on tails. It will go heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, heads, tails, tails, right? Flip it enough times, 100,000 flips, you're going to be right about that 50%, right? 50% heads, 50% tails. That anomaly within the understanding of probabilities is extremely difficult for us to deal with as traders, right? How are we able to really build confidence within our system with this random distribution, right? It's understanding this. It's understanding these facts around probabilities, right? The nature of probabilities, the nature of the markets being very random on the short term and very consistent on the long term, right? I don't think it's enough to understand it. Reading about it helps. Hammering it into your mind helps. Reflecting on it helps. You also have to experience it, which is why nobody makes money up front. You have to watch it play out and become frustrated and angry and feel that mental conflict before you put your hand on the stove, enough times doing the wrong thing, and watch it play out enough times for years before you finally come to terms with the facts that were dealt with here, the math behind some of this stuff, right? The nature of this game that we're playing. But that's the sauce, man. If I could leave anything with you guys, that's like that to me is what separates the best traders, the consistently profitable traders, the people that are actually making money, and everybody else. And this is also the Mark Douglas mindset, straight out of the book. And he has a quote in there that people repeat a lot. What separates the best traders is not their system, not their strategy, not their indicators, not their charts, not their tools. It's also not that they're smarter than everybody else. They typically do not have a higher IQ or anything, around that piece. It's the way they think about trading. It's their thought process around trading, their psychology and mindset. Some of that is built through time on the charts. Some of that is built through experience. In fact, a lot of that is built through experience. And there's also something to be said around people's predisposition to risk, where I think other people in their life experience up to when they start trading and their just natural, personality, they're going to struggle more than others. But it's not this holy grail piece that we're always searching for. This bigger edge in the market through technicals or fundamentals. It is their ability to do what just does not seem humanly possible and trade through wins and losses without being phased. Continue to take on market information with a red P&L flashing or a green P&L flashing and execute effectively based on market-generated information. That's the sauce. That's it. That's what I strive for. That's what's helped me in my trading journey. It's not some secret indicator. It's not some secret strategy. You probably know that even though you still search for it. But I encourage you guys, trading psychology gets a bad rap. It gets this foo-foo, like, oh, if it was just psychology, we'd all, have it figured out. You need an edge. You need some set of variables that you're applying consistently in the markets. You need experience, right? You need risk structure. You need to understand technicals and maybe fundamentals or whatever you're going to use to trade, right? That's a prerequisite. You can't psychology your way out of that. But past that, which in my humble opinion is the easy part, comes the trading psychology and mindset, which is the incredibly difficult part that almost nobody actually ever starts to get a grasp on, which is why they lose money. So if you have questions on that, if you have thoughts on that, please let me know. Please share. But if I could repeat anything, and I know people don't like to hear this. I know it drops off. As soon as I start talking about, I post some shit about indicators, excuse my language. I post something about, here's the best way all you have to do is wait for a liquidity sweep and all the XYZ. Really? Is that all we have to do, bro? That's all I got to do? We've been here for, you're going to tell that to the dude that's been here for 5 years, has tried everything under the sun, except for psychology, right? Except for working on himself. That's the sauce. If you can't, if you can't discern that for yourself yet, I think it's really important to take a look at, who you're watching, right? What is different? What's different about me, right? Why am I in this live account with 22 payouts from the same account up to this week? It's not my chart. It's not my dumbass book map and, and trading view. It's not that I'm smarter. Definitely not at all. I have some background in business. I went to college, but that didn't help me at all here, really. It's that I have built experience, and it's the way that I think about trading. Right? It's those two pieces come together, right? It's years of staring at the chart and putting my hand on the stove enough times and becoming disgusted with myself of doing the wrong thing over and over and over and over again. Sure, building experience in the markets with technicals and fundamentals and actually building out an edge helps. Structuring risk helps. But what really changes it? The understanding of the markets, the understanding of the game of probabilities that we're playing, the understanding of yourself, your awareness of your emotions, what triggers tilt, what triggers you to want to make an execution error, to do the wrong thing that you've done 1,000 times and doesn't make any sense. And finally, the self-control and the discipline to stop doing that. That's my rant for the day, guys. That's my rant for the day. I really hope that helps. We have a finite amount of time here on this earth. And we probably got a finite amount of time here to work on trading. Make sure you're spending time working on the things that actually matter and are going to move the needle forward. Most traders don't for a long time. I didn't for years. I don't know that I wasted time because I built experience. But I spent time on the wrong things for way longer than I needed to. Losing money for way longer than I needed to. Think about that stuff. Think about that stuff. If you're new here, welcome to the show. That's my philosophy on trading, okay? That's the way that I think about trading. If you want to read some books on this, outside of the time that you're going to need to spend in the market, here's my top 3. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. And The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Read all 3 of those. If you haven't read all 3 of those, you should probably leave my stream because those are probably going to be even more helpful for you, right? I think all of those guys, as far as the books that they've written there, are going to be incredibly helpful. Probably the most helpful thing you could do this weekend out of everything else. Read those 3. You read those 3, come back for more, hop in Discord, I'll give you a book list. I'm not a big reader. I don't like reading books. In fact, I listen to all of the books that I read. Those are incredibly helpful. If you're putting money on the line in the markets and you're not serious enough to read a couple books, I don't think you stand a chance. I think you're going to be exit liquidity. So, take this stuff seriously, man. There's a lot of money on the line. The upside potential. Give yourself every possible edge you can on the charts, off the charts, mentally, understanding, all of it. Those 3 books are all psychology books. They're not about strategy. They're not really about risk management. They are about the way that you need to think about trading. They are about the math behind probabilities. They are about discipline, emotional control, tilt. I would hammer those, guys. I've read all of those more than one time. An embarrassing amount of time for a couple of them. In fact, I probably got to read them again. It's a good reminder now that I'm talking about it. I probably got to do another round on Best Loser Wins. Disciplined Trader. Yep. Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas is another banger. That was his earlier book. Very good. Very, very good. You guys want my book list? Let's go for it. Hang on one second. Let's get the book list up. Let me pull this up for you guys. I'll give you a little book list because I think this can be incredibly helpful, right? And again, a lot of people go like, "Oh, I don't want to read." Like, I don't want to. Really? You don't want to read? You don't want to I don't want to read either, but you don't want to make money? How bad do you want to make money? How bad do you want to make this work? I'm going to try to bring this up without jacking everything up. That was looking really good. That was looking really good as we pop back up. Still looking good if we come back through the highs. Like I said, I'm diamond hands in this bad boy. I'm not going to throw a stop in here anywhere crazy. There's plenty of other good books. There's plenty of books in general on trading. Most of these are trading psychology books or just psychology style books in general. You guys can screenshot this. I'll like repost it in the Discord. What in the hell? All right, somebody went wild in Discord. Hold on one second. You can't do that, bro. I don't know what the hell that was. All right. Reading list. You know what? Let me know who I'm missing. Let me know who I'm missing. You recommend me some other good books. These are some of the top ones. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Top 3 right there, right? Another great book, Market Wizards. That's interviews with traders. The OG one is super old. It's all about, you know, different things that they were talking about at that time. Some of it's a little bit, like, not really relevant. Like, they were talking about, you know, transitioning with algos and stuff. But even then, I think that stuff is relevant because we have, like, AI now. So, really, really good book. Awesome quotes out of this one. Epic. Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas. We talked about that one. Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. This is it's a fictional one, but really, really good. If you want to learn about bucket shops and essentially how bucket shops operated and their similarities to prop firms, I think it's a really good one. Phantom of the Pits. You can get this one from Tom Hogard's site for free. I think he has like a rewrite of it. Really, really good. Not a trading book at all. Think and Grow Rich. Extremely popular. All of these are super popular, guys, by the way. You've probably seen and read many of these. Think and Grow Rich. Incredible book for overcoming self-belief, you know, limiting self-beliefs. I think absolutely awesome. The trying to figure out the, like, hidden secret in it was kind of, like, annoying to me that they kept referencing the whole time. But outside of that, like, really, 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 really good book. Definitely worth a read. You're trying to do something extremely difficult here if you're trying to trade profitably. I think, you know, understanding, you know, a lot of the messages from this book is very helpful. Financial Risk Taking. This one's pretty good. If you ran through everybody else, this is pretty good. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. If you know Goggins, this is his book. It's OG. Super, super good, man. Awesome. Just read these, right? Big volatility popping to the upside. Man for All Markets, really good. Meditation is not a trading book at all, really good. Thinking Fast and Slow, absolute banger. Absolute banger. The last one on this list, it's hidden. Last one on this list that you can't see, some of them are hidden. Thinking Fast and Slow by by Daniel Kenneman. Super, super, super good book. Super good book. I think I made it like 80% of the way through that one and for some reason was interrupted and I never came back to finish it. And then I restarted it and I made it like another like halfway through the book. So I actually have to read the whole thing cover to cover, like all the way through. But absolute banger, man. I love the constant examples of psychology and experiments and just proof through different research. And they just continue to hammer that through. But it's so interesting. And it's what we do in trading. It's really, some of it is tied to the financial markets, the way that they talk about, the way they talk about the different things in that book. But would absolutely read that one. Absolute banger. Again, not a trading book, though. Not written by a trading psychologist or something like that. Guys, big volatility. Sorry, not to get completely distracted. Big volatility upside. A wick back to VWAP and then immediately back down. I got to assume this is Trump. Nasty wick out of all of these. Oh, no. Chat. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? chat. What was it? Who knows what it was? What did Trump say? It's not up for the delayed feed just yet, but that was a big wick to the upside. Traded 60 points through my entry, all the way back down into loss. Big growing CVD on ES. I don't know, dude. This is gonna be a wild one. Again, we do have that. Uh-oh, man. Uh-oh. Triple witching, man. Rollover. Options market could absolutely be playing a big role in this as well. I'm hanging on. My stop is stupid wide. You know, my take profit's stupid wide. Like I said, I'm gonna diamond hands this one. My thesis is my thesis, and that's my game plan. I'm sticking to it. See this one through. But that's pretty nasty. Disciplined trader, how did you fix your psychology? Since we're talking about books, guys. How did you fix your psychology? Yeah, we talked about that, Hansel. Went through all of that. Yep, time on the charts, books, review, right? Journaling. That's how you create a proper trading mindset and trading psychology. Your psychology is inherently, it's not broken, but it's just not suited for the market, right? How do you get good at anything? By doing the thing, by reviewing, by learning about doing the thing, right? The magic of thinking big. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get that one. Flash Boys. Yeah, that's an OG. That's an OG. Love the book list. Thanks for the reminder. Absolutely. Diamond Hands. Yeah, we're gonna see if Diamond Hands pays me. There's nothing for me to do. There's nothing for me to do in this trade. Stick to my guns. Yeah, it looks like he's still talking. Trump is still at that area. I don't know. Don't know. This is nasty though. This is super nasty. This does not look good, chat. Not looking good at all. Again, for me in this trade, nothing for me to do. You know, no stop loss right here below the low. No closing out at break even after being in drawdown. Just holding. Just diamond hands it. That's all I got for this one. But that's a nasty push lower. I don't like that at all. Do not like that at all. Yeah, these got it too. Yeah, very, very similar structure on these. Crack to the upside and then right back down. If you're looking for the breakout trade, this looks like it. Just to talk about fading myself on another U.S. indice. If you're looking for the breakout trade, right? You know, we come back above this high that we just wicked in all of these. You know, I don't know what the case would be to take that thing short, right? You know, if you're looking for the breakout, there's the wick above the zone that we've been consolidating in, and the aggressive selling pressure right back in, right? You know, if you needed me to take a short trade all day, that's it. You can see that at YM, but you know the thesis is completely different for YM. It's a higher time frame movement. But if you were looking for a short play, that's an opportunity, right? Why? Consolidated? Super tightly, actually. Consolidated, consolidated, consolidated. Consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. We're looking like we're hammering against the low. You don't take the breakouts here. Oh, We wick the high. You don't take that breakout. You don't long it. What do? Uh-oh. All the way back down towards the lows, right? So maybe it's even, maybe it's even this, right? Maybe it's even this. Not my trade. Not my trade at all, but, if I had to take something on NQ, that's probably it. I think we got some opportunity to downside if we break. Anyway, chat. The chair is the trader. Time to time. Not only the diamond hands. Yeah. Gotta run to work. Love the book list. Absolutely. Yeah, guys. So I'm gonna hang out in this one. I'm really not gonna do too much else. I'm gonna sit patient in this one. 11:30. I've been hanging out on the stream all dang morning with you guys. Let's frame this one before I head off. Entry 46,165. Stop 45,840. Take profit. Not set. Not set. This is not a fixed take profit. You know what? Let me do something crazy. Like, it's not a fixed take profit. But if we were going to have a fixed take profit, at least for now, where would I be looking to take potential profit on this thing? If we started to pop to the upside after we cleared this effing liquidity and didn't continue and we came all the way back down. If we started to push to the upside, I will be looking at this area right here. The 46,000, let's say 450s, right? That's an interesting spot right here. To me, in my humble opinion. Past that, it's all the way up here. All the way up here. But I'll be looking into the 400s. Into the 400s if we start to pop to the upside. I'd love to see a complete flip, but we'll have to see. If you're not in Discord, hop in the 100% free trading Discord. Link is going to be in the chat right now. Talked about giveaways. If you want to hop in on some giveaways. Oh, no, wait. That's the Instagram. Sorry. Well, hop on Instagram for giveaways as well. Here we go, guys. Listen, guys. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Quick reminders. Number 1, hop in the free Discord. Hopefully you get some value there. Number 2, we got some fun stuff coming up next week, man. I'll be trading live with you guys almost all week. Stay tuned in Discord for the... for the schedule. 9:15 a.m. Eastern almost every damn day here on YouTube, Kickin' X. I will update you. Like I said, I got some stuff going on. I got some in-person stuff going on back down here in South Florida. I got my mother coming down to visit. So I'll keep you guys updated when I'm going to be on and off the charts. Along with that, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation. Do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if under prop from accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top on Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Y'all are awesome. Have an awesome weekend. Get outside, touch some grass. Maybe read some of those books. In case you missed the book list, maybe read some of those books. And whatever you do, man, remember, trading's tough. It's very difficult. Almost nobody makes money trading. It's one of the hardest things that I think anybody tries to do as far as a career path. It's a long game. Don't be fooled by the stuff you see on social media. It's a long game, man. And even as you get good, you're still going to have days where you're sitting in drawdown all damn day in the live session, waiting patiently for YM to decide whether or not it wants to go up or down. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. Talk to you soon. I see we got a couple questions on giveaways. Hop on wherever the giveaway is. I communicate actively and openly and transparently about everything to do with all the giveaways. You'll get updates on all the platforms. Hop in Discord for giveaways in Discord coming up. Talk to you guys soon.